is that the most attractive men are those who like and respect women.
Nice to meet you.
How are you?
So, I don't actually disagree with what you said. When it comes to hypergamy in society, I mean, I saw you mention Myron Gaines earlier. I don't necessarily agree with everything Myron Gaines says, but what advice are you actually giving men in society that's better than what Myron Gaines gives them when it comes to combating hypergamy?
And just to clarify, by hypergamy, you mean the fact that women tend to prefer men who have more resources and more status. Yes. So I would say that it is true. Women are generally more attracted to men who have more resources, more status. It's just a fact of life. But I would argue that you can make up a lot of that simply through character, behavior, shared values, shared life experiences, and the way you communicate with a woman.
He's clearly out of touch. He's out of touch. Not saying that he's wrong, right? That will minimize hypergamy because women are not going to just take this snapshot image of you to see what you're coming with, to see if you cross the finish line and, you know, how they can leverage or benefit what you've been able to achieve, right? That's true. But you have to acknowledge the reality and you have to acknowledge the reality that we're in, right? Like, if these women have already been affected by hypergamy, already been programmed by hypergamy. They've been raised on social media, constantly comparing themselves to other women and seeing what, you know, the most successful men are doing and what they're giving women and shit. All these women are being programmed by it. All these little teeny boppers are being programmed by it, right? And that affects men in every capacity, even out in the streets, going to, you know, meet and greet women, bro, right? You know, it's only a certain caliber of a man that can even approach these types of women or women, period, bro. Right? Like, you can be sweet and, you know, be social as fuck and be comfortable with women and all that, bro. But if you don't look the par, you know what I mean? If you ain't over 6 foot, right? If your fucking shoulders ain't broad enough, right? If you ain't speaking with confidence, you know what I'm saying? And then hell, if they find out what's in your bank account, you know, it is what it is, bro. I mean, I remember one of my partners. He's still single out in these streets, bro, and he's very comfortable with women. Got no issues pulling women, bro. But his issue is finding the right women to pull. All the women he approaches are cooked, bro. He said in one city he was living, bro, every woman he came into contact with had OnlyFans. Every last one had OnlyFans. What are you supposed to do in them circumstances, bro? Right? And if they ain't got an OnlyFans, I bet you they've been thinking about getting a fucking OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro is entirely out of touch. You know what I'm saying? Bro hit the nail on the head, dog. Like, you may not like Myron, bro, but Myron be giving game on how to make it easier for men to go about this dating space, bro. Dating defensively, offensively as well. Like, weaponizing yourself with enough shit to cut through the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you do what he says to get women, you're going to get women. I don't know if you're going to get the right women, but you're going to get women. I've been out of the dating scene for years now, but, you know, my bros out here singling, mingling in these streets. I hear it from y'all. I see what's going on online, right? And it all echoes the same issue, bro, right? Dating is fucking impossible these days. Not even just solely on hypergamy. There's all these other factors that make it a fucking steep hill to climb, man, bro. But to fucking sit here and say you can minimize hypergamy by just all these other intangibles, and the things he listed too are like things that you're going to develop while you're in a relationship with somebody, bro. Like sharing the same values and experiences, all that shit he was talking about, bro. All that shit has nothing to do with the initial encounter, bro. The initial encounter, putting your best foot forward, bro.
Not gonna want promiscuous women, and I like it.
And the way you communicate with a woman. Now, the men who have more resources, more status, it's just a fact of life. But I would argue that you can make up a lot of that simply through character, behavior, shared values, shared life experiences, and the way you communicate with a woman.
But not when it comes with promiscuity, right? Because like if it's a case that men want to get married, you're probably not going to want promiscuous women. And I think promiscuity is bad for men and women, but I think it's worse for women because it causes male promiscuity because of hypergamy in society.
He cooking.
A lot of these men are secularist men. They don't follow any sort of ecclesiastical authority when it comes to the way that they govern relationships. That's why you see Myron Gaines giving out advice like 100 women or 50 women or whatever his advice is. And again, I don't agree prescriptively with a lot of what he says, but I don't know that secularists actually hand out better advice than that. I think that, I don't know. What you think.
My advice to men, it has been and has always been, is that you got to get out there and meet lots of women face to face. Hypergamy is not an issue if we're not filtering most of our dating options through a screen that we're swiping through every 3 seconds, right? It's like when people's attention span when it comes to filtering a mate is limited to just a handful of seconds and like the most superficial facts about them, of course they're gonna over-index on those superficial traits and those unimportant facts, right? Whereas like if you actually get face to face with women, you actually meet them, you find some that you gel with, you vibe with, that you have like good rapport with.
I don't go nowhere, but when I do go out with the bros, I'll be out in the streets watching them fucking move and hearing their fucking stories and seeing that shit go down, bro. Dog don't know what the fuck he's talking about. You know what I mean? This is not 1980. This is not 1990, bro. Right? You know, hyper fixated on the superficial shit or not. Take the hyper fixating away from, you know, seeing people's statistics on social media, bro. Like what I just said, dog. Like women are progressing in such a fucking fast pace. Men are falling off, dog. And how do you think that affects hypergamy? You know what I mean? Right? If women are independent, are more single household owners than men, they're more payroll employees than men, graduating at higher rates than men. You know, progressing in every education and financial metric over men. How the fuck do you think that's gonna affect men and women? The balance is off. And how the fuck do you think that affects hypergamy if women are naturally inclined to seek someone better? They're gonna seek someone better than what the fuck they got, which where's that leave all these other men? Invisible, lost in the sauce, bruh. Can't ignore that. You know, hypergamy is fucking men up right now. But we're just supposed to, you know, meet them and talk to them. No, player, you got to come with the resume. You got to come with the prerequisites, fam, which involves men going out here and leveling up in any form, in any way that they can, right? Like, there's no room to be just basic anymore. It is what it is. You just can't be a basic dude anymore to be competitive, especially if you live in one of these little, you know, these popular cities and shit, bro. You live in middle America somewhere, got a better chance, dog. But you out here competing with the big dogs, bro. You don't stand a fucking chance. You don't stand a fucking chance, dog. And then, like bro said, with the promiscuity involved too, so all these women are having all these other experiences with all types of men, successful men. You don't stand a fucking chance with just trying to meet them. Okay, I'm gonna meet you, and then they gonna swipe to the left in public, bro, or whatever it is. What's the one? Swipe left is not interested. Swipe right. So they gonna swipe to the left publicly. I ain't interested. Right? You ain't tall enough. You ain't got the right clothes on. You don't speak to me the way I need you to speak to me. You ain't funny enough. You feel me? Like you cooked. For regular Joe Schmo, you're fucking cooked. You know what I mean? So bro's talking out his whole ass, bro. Like the shit he's talking about is shit that is important in the development of the relationship when the decision has already been made by that woman to be with that man and that man has made a decision to be with that woman. But at the initiation of it, bro, the shit that makes men attractive is what's most important, bro. That's your attributes, what you do for a living, how tall you is, what kind of car you drive, you know, what have you attained? How can you compete with my brainwashed perspective from social media, bro? Because 9 times out of 10, these women are gonna be cooked, bro. They're gonna be cooked. You know, bro is living in the past. You're not living in 2026, right? So this is all things men need to be conscious of, bro. Yeah. And the best thing you can do is just focus on yourself, right? Gain enough confidence in yourself as a man where you ain't worried about bitches. You know what you're worthy of. You know what you bring to the table. And you know what it'll be like if you were able to give that to a woman. It'll flip your whole shit upside down. You're not worried about a bitch. You ain't worried about a bitch. I know who I am. I know what I offer. I know what I've done. Bro, but a man that ain't done the work shouldn't be out here trying to shoot any fucking way. And don't be getting mad that you getting swiped left in your face. Bro, you out here, you done the work. You got some confidence about yourself, right? you good. But you know, that's really the main issue. Men lacking hella confidence, and you see why men lacking confidence, bro. There's no what is there for an average man to be confident about, right? So focus on yourself, King. Focus on yourself. And with that, pull up to my online community, bro. Network of bros. We dive into just that and everything else, man. Fitness, finance, mentality, your mindset, women, all that, bro. This is the agenda, bro. To get men great. To get men great. Yeah, but I don't know about this whole interview, bro, but this was very telling, dog. That bro's out of touch, man. Out of touch.